What's up, Rec students? Frank here from AFP, and today we're going to be talking about quantizing our beats on GarageBand for iOS. First things first, we're going to make a beat. So I'm just going to, it's funny, I'm going to duplicate a really awesome song. I'm going to do the drum line to Prince's 1999 on GarageBand right here. So, we're going to use that to demonstrate how to quantize our beats. So I'm going to start with the kick. So I'm going to go up to the left-hand side of my screen, the upper left-hand side of my screen, and I'm going to click the little drum set, the snare symbol. It's right next to the track settings button. And it brings me to my virtual drum set, something I've always wanted. All right, so we're going to start with the kick. I like to record my drum tracks separately, like, kick, a track for the kick, a track for the snare, a track for the hi-hat. So we're going to start with the kick on this one. All right. It's going to greet us with a 4-bar counting, and we're going to go right into it. Or rather, a 4-beat counting, sorry. All right, so we're going to record. I'm actually going to record that again. Let's try that one more time. All right, and now we got that loop going on. Yeah, let's just... All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our mix window. And we have our MIDI file. You can see the little dots in which the kick was landing. So what you're going to do is you're going to click the green MIDI score or file. You're going to click it one more time, or click it twice, and you should see this little menu pop up. We're going to go to settings. So click the word settings. And you should see the word quantize, like I have here. You're going to click that, and you can adjust how you want your quantize to sound. So right now I have it on 1/16. Let's hear how it would sound on 1/8 note. That's actually how I want it to sound. I think you can adjust the velocity here, so let's see if that would help the last two kick sounds. So I'm just going to move the velocity up a little bit more. Let's see what that does. Perfect. Now I'm going to record my hi-hat. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to press the return to 0 button right next to the play button. I'm going to make sure I'm on 0. I'm going to go to my drum cymbal again, back to my drum set, and I'm going to record just the hi-hat. Now, I wasn't really playing perfectly, but you can kind of hear that, you know, it already snapped itself to correct how I was playing. So we're going to stop recording. And we're going to go back. We're going to double tap on the second track, which is our hi-hat. And we can rename this, so I'm going to rename it right now. I'm going to rename both of them. HH, which is hi-hat. I'm going to name the first one. I'm going to name it bass drum. BD. Wait, what? What's going on here? That's weird. Let me see that. Let me see if I can fix this. Oh, I see it auto-corrected. Cool. iPhones, right? This one could be, we're going to rename it hi-hat. Cool. So let's just hear one more time how that sounds. And just to note, before you even, while you're recording, after you record, the track is already set to 1/16 quantize. So that's kind of cool. Like, it already kind of auto-corrects you before you've even thought of auto-correcting yourself. But you can adjust that by, like I said before, double-clicking on the MIDI track and going to Settings, selecting Quantization, and adjusting the quantize. You can even add a swing. Let's see how a swing in 1/16 would sound. Sweet. Let's hear how it would sound as a triplet. I'm curious. Settings, quantize, triplet. Let's see what a triplet 1/8 would sound like against this. Oh, it totally changes it. It's like a shuffle almost. Well, you can kind of get the idea. So we're going to go back to settings and change it to 1/16. Straight. Because this is 80s music. Perfect. I'm going to add another track. So I'm going to go down to my plus sign at the lower bottom half of the lower left-hand side of my screen. Click acoustic drums. Now I'm got my third track. This is going to be my toms track. All right, so pardon my terrible drum playing. I got my two sticks here, my two fingers. You can hear it auto-correct itself. I think that's 1/16. Let's check. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, 1/16. That's really cool. And right there you have the beat to 1999 by Prince. Let's just hear how that would sound. Let's first of all, let's rename the toms track so we can be organized. And let's hear how it would sound if we switch the quantize to like a swing on that. I'm just curious. You know, Minneapolis rock. You got a swing. So we're going to do 1/16 swing. Let's see what would happen. Swing light. Oh, wow. Adds a little character. It's a little easier. That's kind of cool. But it needs to be 1/16 straight. I can hear that the difference. But yeah, we could just go back to 116 straight, like, and cool. Now let's add a keyboard. So what we're gonna do is go to our plus symbol again, our add track button. See what I have here. Let's go to Alchemy Synth. Cool. All right, so we're gonna record something. Whoops, I wasn't at the beginning. Let's do that again. So we can press undo button at the top right side of our screen. It's the it looks like the about face symbol. We're gonna press return to 0 to make sure we're always at 0 when we start a track. And all right, here we go. Cool. Now I'm going to add another track to do the lead because I can't perform with two hands on an iPhone. So I'm going to go back to my mix window. This is kind of like an instructional video on how to make 1999. But no, it's cool because the quantizing really snaps everything together and makes it sound neat, makes it sound on time. It's very useful for, recording electronic music, and I think this is a perfect song to demonstrate with because it's one of the most famous electronic songs out there. So now I'm going to add in the lead part, and the way I'm choosing to do this is by adding a whole nother track of the same synthesizer. So I guess Alchemy Synth. All right, so I'm going to record that, and I think it's already, like I said earlier, it's already set to quantize to 116 straight. So here we go. Oops. All right, let's make sure that got through. Now, just like with drums, you can quantize your keys. So I'm gonna quantize the last, I guess, track 5. Epic Cloud Formation, the second one. I'm going to go to Settings. And, there's no quantization. I guess that's because I did that, free-handed. So I'm going to set the quantization to 16 straight. And let's hear how it sounds. That's really cool. So I guess that they knew that if we were gonna drum and use our hands to play the drums, that I guess quantization would be best before we even did it. I guess they wanted us to have quantization before even knowing, so it just would help us. But yeah, it's cool. You can add quantization to any track. I'm not sure yet if you can quantize audio. I know that you can do that in GarageBand OS X, which is the computer version, but I'm not sure if you can quantize audio on this. I'd have to search that up, but once I find that out, I will make a video on how to do that. But yeah, this is basically how to quantize basically how to quantize your MIDI tracks and make really tight beats using the different drum presets on GarageBand iOS. Yeah, so if you have any questions on how I did some of these things, you know, I will be leaving some key notes in the description. I always do. So, you know, if you want to recap any of the videos I make, just check out the description. You know, I sometimes have some key definitions and, you know, just notes on how to help you get to where you want to be in your music making process. And if you have any questions for me on how I do this, please leave a comment below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. All right, you guys have a great day and enjoy beat making.